the immigration figures are extremely high right now. Let's have a look. Okay, new figures released today. Net migration of 128,900. A lot of people are coming into New Zealand. Firstly, we do not have the jobs available. We do not have the homes available to actually be able to afford this and sort this out. The amount of housing we have is very limited right now, and the government needs to start zoning more land and start doing that. That's something the National's going to do. But that's not enough time to actually sort this out, because so many people are coming to places like Auckland and Wellington. And what that means is that these places where these populations are going to go up and up and up. Housing is going to become more expensive, and that's going to be a problem for everyone. A lot of these people are having trouble with finding jobs, like I said, and that's just going to have a worse situation for them. So the problem isn't illegal immigration. I just searched up. It says that in 2017 there were 14,000 illegal overstayers. I don't think that the number is going to be too much higher. My guess would be 20,000 right now. Overstays are not the main problem in New Zealand. Firstly, it is illegal to overstay your visa, and you do need to get that sorted out. And people, are going to get arrested and so on if they overstay their visa. It's really important to get that visa stuff, immigration stuff sorted out, so you're not going to be in trouble and kicked out. We need people that have skills and have, things that can add to the country. I really hope that these people, this is a lot of people. This is net loss of 45,000 in the net. Filipinos, Indians, Chinese, Fijians, and South Africans. Okay, the race is not the problem. It's just that housing is going to be limited and so on. So like I just said. So another part of this video I wanted to discuss. This wasn't even the main part of the video. I wanted to discuss Islamic rates and so on. So I'm a Muslim, and it says here that 2018, the amount of Muslims in New Zealand was 57,000. This was an increase of 24%. So you can see all this stuff here, all these different rates and so on. You can see that, even in, 2001, it went from 23,000 to 57,000 just in 20 years. I think the population is growing higher and higher. More people are being born. More people are immigrating from Pakistan. Parts of India that have Muslims are coming in. A bit of Indonesians and Malaysians are Muslim, and actually a lot of them are. People from Middle East and so on are coming in, and that's no problem at all. It's also just housing and so on is going to be a thing. But my assumption is that a lot of Muslims voted for the Labour Party in the 2023 election. That's my guess. I'm not fully sure. Like I said, this is a guess. The Muslim values are not the values of the Labour or the Green Party or anything like that. If a Muslim is proper about his beliefs, pro-family, pro-tradition, pro-security, I hope that Muslims have a sense of hope, because across other parts of Europe and America, Muslims and so on are coming in and voting for socialists, Democrats, Labour parties and so on. And my concern is that has either started happening or is going to continue happening. Look really clearly at what different parties are talking about, because there's different agendas and different types of controversial beliefs and so on that people are not really, they're like, okay, Labour's going to let in more immigrants. And then they say, for example, vote Labour. And, that's probably the reason why all of this is happening. All these people are coming in. And then they're like, we're going to vote Labour because so-and-so. Or because Labour had a good response with the mosque shooting and so on. The mosque shooting was a terrible event. So we all know that. And Labour Jacinda did the right thing by taking care of the country and so on and so on. I think that Jacinda did very good with that. I think that was one of her best moments and so on and so on. But that's not a reason for Muslims to support Labour. I encourage any Muslims to look into different party policies and see what works best for them, okay? Because this is really important, because this amount of people is growing and growing. I'm not sure exactly how many are adults. Let's just say, for example, so this is up 24%. Say that the new population of Muslims is about 70,000. Let's just say that. About 25% or so. I don't know. Just quick maths. Say 70,000. Okay? If we look at these different things, let's say, for example, every one of those people can vote, 70,000. So this is about 2.53% of the country's votes. And that, if it goes to Labour and so on, that can help them win elections. the Muslim population is growing in different cities, and there are more Muslims in the bigger cities, and the bigger cities are where Labour has, more of a stronghold and so on. Muslims could be part of keeping Labour candidates in and so on and so on. I think that a lot of Muslim candidates, for example, in the Palmerston North area, support the Labour Party, support Tangi Utikere, and so on. Found out that a lot of people from Pakistan support Labour, but a lot of Indians support National. I don't know why that is. A lot of Indians and Chinese support the National Party, which I don't actually understand why there is that type of difference, but yeah, it's interesting to me. What this tells me here is the more Indians and Chinese that come in, it basically means that more people are going to be supporting National. So it says here 250,000 is from 2018. My guess would say if the difference between 2006 over 12 years is 100,000, that tells me this population could be maybe even 350,000 by now. I would not be surprised. The population of Asians has doubled. Oh, doubled quite heavily. 350k to 700k. So that means that let's just assume that a lot of these Asians are, say, Indians, for example. This means that more people are going to be voting National, and more Chinese are going to be voting National, and so on. The more that come to New Zealand means the more National. So I can see that, like I said, we don't know how many people in these communities support National, how many support Labour, but I know that a lot of them do. There's like a majority that do support National and so on. So if we assume that more people, more Chinese people, more Indians are coming to New Zealand, we can assume that the population of people supporting the National Party would be growing quite heavily. This is quite obvious. Like I said, more Chinese are coming into New Zealand, more Indians, and they support National compared to other people. Other different groups of people are immigrating less and less, but the main groups that are currently immigrating, let's just have a look back at what it says. Indians, Filipinos, Chinese, Fijians, and South Africans. I know that a lot of Fijians support Labour and so on. I would assume it's the Labour has relaxed immigration policies and tries to bring in more Pacific Islanders. I think that what New Zealand needs is it needs more Pacific Islanders coming into New Zealand. I think that the more there are, the better. The Pacific Islanders, the Tongans, the Fijians, and so on, they add a massive amount to New Zealand economy. So many of the new projects and roads and houses are being built by people of Pacifica descent, and that's incredible, and that's really admirable. So I think more people coming in would mean more of those projects have been done. But it also does worry me about the housing prices and rents available. The problem is that so many people are moving to Auckland. That's just causing Auckland to have a higher population. Auckland is basically maxed out. If those people, new migrants, new immigrants, if they were to move to places, let's just think, okay, New Plymouth, Napier, Rotorua, Hamilton, Whangarei, Palmerston North, what else? Wanganui, let's just have a little bit, Masterton, and other places around the country. If they were to move there instead of Auckland, Wellington, those places would have more opportunity to grow, and they would have less of a direct impact to Auckland, because I think Auckland's maxed out quite a bit. If we go to the Auckland map we can see that Auckland is quite maxed out. Let's have a look at, look at this. Look at terrain even. Look, so you see all of, this is Western Auckland. It's quite maxed out. Okay, I don't know about this area, but yeah, see, it just has we can't expand too much. I think Auckland could, I don't know about this area here, but could go a bit this way, and could go a bit more south. I think this area is probably where Auckland's going to go. Imagine having a house along here. That would be quite cool. I think it's going to expand more and more. I don't know about this area. I've always thought that this area would be very good for housing, but I guess it hasn't been good enough. We need more houses. This has been quite a compact video. We need more houses. Muslims need to do a bit more research and so on, and need to really make sure they're voting. Because I think everyone needs to do more and more research into different political parties. We can change the course of New Zealand if we vote for the parties that represent us best, National, ACT, New Zealand First, I will post another video sometime soon explaining why Te Pāti Māori, Top, Green Party, Labour are terrible. These are globalist parties that don't do anything for New Zealand, that don't care about New Zealand, and so on, and are just a waste of time. All these massive promises and nothing happens. So I'm going to explain that in another video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have an incredible day. You guys are legends if you stayed on for this long, and I'll see you guys next time.